Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let me just share my screen. Luis, can you see it? Not sure if...
Yes.
Yes? Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. I will just ask for 1 minute of your patience. We'll get started very soon, but we do need to wait so that everyone can join us and settle in to get ready for our webinar. All right? So we're just going to wait 1 more minute. Everyone, in the meantime, I just want to clear out that we are recording this webinar, all right? So right after we end it, you will all receive this presentation and this recording as well. Not only you, but also those who have subscribed to our training, to our webinar but couldn't make it, all right? And I encourage you all to invite your friends, your colleagues, people from your department to learn a little bit more about how to use AI in error-proof finance process. All right, everyone. So as promised, we have waited just a couple of minutes so we can get started. All right. Again, welcome. We're here to talk about greater efficiency. We're here to talk about better results with Pipefy AI, specifically for our finance processes and department. All right. So now I will invite my colleague here to start off teaching us a little bit about AI. Go ahead, Luis.
Thanks, Fernanda. So nice to meet you all. I'm Luis. I am the AI specialist here at Pipefy. And before starting, I would just like to uh, share with you that we have the Q&A button. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please let us know here, send your question. And if we have any questions by the end, we'll have the time to answer all of them. Okay. So basically, we'll start here with our error-proof finance processes with Pipefy AI. Our idea for this session is to present you some challenges and also showing you how Pipefy AI can help you with your finance processes. So go ahead, Fer, please. Before going to the AI itself, I would just like to share with you the agenda. First of all, I'll be the opener here with some challenges and opportunities for finance processes with AI. Also, we'll go to the steps for implementing AI within the finance team. And then the magic will happen with how Pipefy AI works in practice. So we'll show some use cases. And in the end, we'll have the Q&A session, as I said. So go ahead, Faith, please. Before starting, I would just like to ask you, as finance people, finance processes administrators, what key factors are essential for maintaining competitiveness in the financial sector in your mind? Probably, if you think about it, if you send it in here in the chat, probably some of these words will appear. First one is agility. We know that finance processes need to be agile. You need to process lots of things, so you need to be agile. Second one is precision. You can't make mistakes because one mistake in the finance processes can cost a lot. We know that. The third one is security, because we know that we have lots of different types of processes that you need to double down, you need to check it, and to be sure that it's secure, not only the process itself, but the tools that you use. And the fourth one is efficiency. Basically, we know that we are in a modern era that efficiency is key for any process, and especially for finance to deliver processes with quality. You need to be efficiency. Your team needs to be efficient. Go ahead, Phil. So thanks. And then asking our customers, talking to our customers, we ask them about that. And what are the biggest challenges you face during your routines for finance people? The first one is the excessive number of operational processes within the finance department. We know that finance people need to deliver different types of processes, requests, and your routines are full of different types of processes that you need to do during your day. And not only quantity, but also the complexity of these processes. This is the second point here, because you have numerous stages in processes for validation, information checking. You need to be to ensure that the precision is here. You need to ensure that you check all the boxes before making a payment. You check if the vendor is correct and a bank account and so on. So this is super important as well, the precision here. And the third challenge we see is basically you have concerns about fraudulent activities and also some inaccurate information. You need to check everything to be to ensure that you're doing the correct processes and you're doing the right data, putting it in the right box. So it's super important. Summing up all this, these three first challenges, we have the fourth one because basically we see that your routine is full of processes, full of different activities, and this causes an overloaded team with no time to innovate, to work in process quality, and implement some improvements based on internal or external feedback. So this is super important because we live in an era that, as I said, that efficiency is key. So you need to have time to check and improve your processes. So this, even though you don't have time, probably you are facing another challenge that we'll cover in the next slide here. So Phil, please go ahead. Because probably you, if you are a business leader, if you are a finance analyst, you feel pressure to adopt AI and modernize infrastructures immediately. Not only you, but 62% of business leaders are feeling the same as Deloitte says here. Why that, right? Because we see it, Forbes said that some studies show productivity gains between 37 to 56% with the adoption of AI. So maybe we can double our efficiency using AI in our routine. That's why it's so important here to use AI in your routines. But when it comes to the finance department, go ahead, Faye, please. We know that it's not exactly what's happening here because we based our studies here in Gartner, and Gartner showed last year. This is a report from last year that basically when comparing the AI usage in finance versus other back office and support functions, we see that AI, 61% of the finance teams are not using AI yet, because so that's something concerning about that. And also when we check the other boxes here, the teams that are using AI or are scaling AI usage, we're seeing that finance departments are 2 times behind other teams like these administrative support functions. So we still see there is a gap for the finance department, and we want to make sure that we cover this gap, that we end this gap, and we may ensure that you can have access to this AI powerful in your this the power of AI in your routines. Go ahead, Faye. How do we do that? So basically, we have to complete three main steps. The first one is the applicability. Basically, ask yourself, how can AI be used within my operation? How do we do that? So we need to find some bottlenecks. We need to find some routines, manual that we have manual works or manual validation, and to use AI in the most important ones. So some examples here. For example, this the box one here, which is intelligent process automation. For example, AI can help you to read an invoice or to approve payment requests based on your business rules. The second box here is anomaly and error detection. So AI can help you to maybe check if a payment request, it's if there is a duplicate payment requests as when you receive two types the same payment request 2 times. Also in contract analysis, checking all the boxes and seeing if there is something that's not on your policy. Third one is analytics. Basically, you can ask the AI if you're to check if your budget is actually under control or not. Uh, the SLA of your approval and payments status, the payments phases, for example, if you have a bottleneck in your operation. And the fourth one is the operational assistance and augmentation. So you can have a chatbot, digital assistance, or helping using AI to have to support your decisions. So that's the first box that we need to check. So basically, think about it, about your bottlenecks and bring here. Second one, fit. As we know, finance departments are not the only ones that are looking to AI, I'm sure. So it's important to collaborate with other teams. Here I'll bring the example as the IT teams or the legal teams, security teams that are super concerned about AI and technology itself. So first topic here is it's important to ensure that to make you understand that our AI, the technology that we use, your data is never used for training this AI, and also your data won't go to like the cloud to be used for more people. So we ensure that encryption for both transfers and storage here. So your data is secure within Pipefy. Not only that, but Pipefy also has all the certifications, and we are under all the the best practices within the market. So make sure you send that to your teams if they are concerned about AI. So this collaboration is important. And the third topic here, the third step is basically we need to ensure that the AI you use is easy to plug and play, and it's straightforward, it's fast, and it empowers you. Why that? Because we know that 52% of AI projects on average, they never make it into production. So basically we're dealing with less than half of the AI projects are really going forward. And the ones that are going forward, they take usually 8 months to go from prototype to production. So there's a gap here. We know that it can be faster than that because in this modern era, time is money. You need to basically assure that you're implementing AI as soon as possible and super fast. That now it's time to talk about Pipefy and how we overcome all these problems that we have. How do we see AI actually helping you in your daily basis? So basically, we're plugging the Gen AI here, trained model with all the access with public information in their internet, so you don't need to train it. It's already ready to go. We're putting that in your environment, in Pipefy's environment, which is a low code, no code environment with super easy to build automations, integrations, create new processes. So it's fast, and also into a third pillar here, which is the process orchestration. So it's your processes, your data, your know-how, and you can collaborate with different teams within one single place, and also integrate with other systems if you need other technology. So we're putting AI in your routine here. And you're probably asking yourselves, okay, Luis, that's super great, but how do you do that? How to really make the first step with AI and Pipefy? That's what we'll cover now. Basically, here we Pipefy has three main products, AI products, let's say, and you can use them in three different steps of your journey. The first one is during the implementation of a new process. Then you use the AI Copilot product. Basically, you can ask the Copilot, you can ask the AI, for example, to create an accounts payable process based on market best practices, and in seconds, the AI will be able to create that process to you, and you'll be able to interact with the AI to keep improving this process, and then you create in matter of minutes. The second stage is during the automation phase. So basically, you can use the AI automation, which is our second product here, to read and extract data from an invoice, for example, or any type of PDFs or images. And you can also ask the AI to do an automatic approval, for example, based on your payment policy. So you can train the AI with your policies and already approve or deny request based on that. So it saves you time. And the third product is the AI agents. Basically here, this is a chatbot that you can train with your policies. You can give access, Pipefy access to that. And then people, for example, an employee of your organization can ask the AI agents, what are the payment policies of the company? Who is taking care of my reimbursement requests? As this is an example for employees, but you can give access to vendors or to customers if you need. And the third momentum, the third phase here is in the analysis phase, which is basically the same product that you use during the implementation, which is the Copilot. And you can ask the AI, for example, to bring some data to this analysis phase. For example, how much of our budget have we already spent in August? Or you can ask the AI as well, like, what are the main bottlenecks of my process? And the AI will start bringing some answers and bringing insights to you to make sure that you are in this continuous improvement loop. And then you can implement a new process, you can automate again with AI, and you can use the Copilot again to analyze it. So basically, we're putting AI products in all steps of your journey. And now, after this quick introduction here, I would like to invite Fe to really show how Pipefy AI works, and you'll see how magical it is. So please, Fe, go ahead.
Thank you, Luis. Hello again, everyone. So let's get started. Nice to meet you all. My name is Fernanda. I'm a global product trainer here at Pipefy, and it's a pleasure to be presenting our AI features to all of you here today. So let's get started. I have here 4 videos to present to you with short and simple examples of how our features can help your stakeholders and your company overall. All right, for that, I will be showing different perspectives of our product and different points of view as well. So let's take into consideration what Luis has just explained to us regarding all of our features and at which moment we have to implement them, and we should considering all of our objectives in trying to maintain our processes more effective and more agile as well. All right. So my main issue for the moment is that I need to create a new process for receipt validation. All right. So for that, I am going to use our first segment of our AI Copilot. All right. So in this case, we're going to use our AI builder. So let's see how it works. We're currently at our organization home view, right? And I will just tell the AI what I want to create. In this case, just create a finance request process for receipt validation. So we can see here that the AI has already suggested a few things. So we have here a few phase names, we have some start form fields, and we have some labels as well. But considering my objectives in this process, I just am instructing the AI to replace here a specific phase name, right? So instead of submission and review, I want a screening and a processing phase. So the AI has already changed it before the process is even created, right? So let's see if I want to change anything else. I also want an extra archived phase because I only have 4. So besides the completed one, I want the archived. And then I can see that after the 4 phases, I have a final one named archived, right? I can also suggest other start form fields, for example, but in this case, I want to replace these labels, right? I don't want these labels. So you can see here that we also have suggestions of colors, right? So in this case, I want to replace all of these 3 ones with one with a red color named, so then you can put the title, right? In this case, I have written the entire title, but you can also ask for suggestions of different titles as well. In this case, a red label with a title, it wasn't possible to evaluate, all right? We'll see that in the works soon enough. But then I will also explain to the AI that I already want to create the pipe. So you don't need to send the instructions like one at a time. You can send it all at once and it will already process the change of the labels and the creation of the process. All right. So we'll just have to wait a few seconds. In this case, we see that the AI is creating the pipe, and then I mean AI, right? They're also creating some phase fields, which is something that we hadn't seen yet. So once we get to the process, we can see some suggestions of that as well. And it works just like a template, right? So we can edit the process once it's created. Then once it's almost done, we can see right after the message that it creates a link, right? So we can always say here, thank you AI for your help. And we'll see that it's always very polite. And then we can click here on the link to access the pipe. All right, so that was an admin view, right? Oops, I'm sorry, everyone. Let me just So my presentation went outside of the slideshow, but it's all good now. All right. So now let's change to the member view. Okay, so we're already moving on to the created process, and I've already made some of my own modifications, right? And I also have here some cards created, but now I have a different issue. I have a very intense work routine and I have a lot of responsibilities to cover as a member, right? So when I heard the news that I was going to be the one handling this process, I knew that I needed a specific feature to help me save time and energy with this particular task so that I could focus on other activities. All right. So let's see here how the AI automation works. So we have a finance request process, right? So again, this is for a receipt validation. And we can see here that I will be creating a new automation. And let's say here, whenever a card is created, but again, I can use different triggers, all right? So this time I use when a card is created, I can use when a field is updated, when a card moves to a specific phase as well, all right? The important thing is that I am going to use the action generate with AI. All right. Now, the most important thing when we're talking about AI automation is the prompt. All right. So let's take into consideration what we want the AI to do. And we're going to be very detailed, but we're also going to be objective. All right. So here we have some instructions. Again, so let's say here, you are receiving a receipt and your task is to analyze it and fill in the requested fields below, right? So in this blue box here, we can actually select some dynamic fields. Now, what does this mean? Each card will be filled out with specific fields, right? So in this case, I am asking the AI to analyze the receipt that will be received in each card. Each card will have a different receipt, right? Because it's a different request. So this is why we need to select the blue box here. And I will also type out here that the value submitted in the form will be written in the price field, right? There are many different ways for us to write a prompt to validate a receipt. So this is just one example, right? We can see here right next at the screen here an example of a receipt, right? So I have here, for example, the total, and it's basically this type of format that I'm asking the AI to analyze. But of course, this can be a PDF, this can be an image, this can be, for example, a picture of a literal receipt, that can be many different formats, all right? But of course, I'm only selecting here the option of reading the receipt that has been attached in the card. All right. I'm also giving it further instructions. So for compliance analysis, the AI is going to check if the value submitted in the form and the receipt amount is in agreement, right? So basically, this field receipt needs to be in agreement with the total price of the person of the field that has been filled out, right? And only validate receipts with an issue date after 2020. So that was my specific rule. I don't want to validate any receipts before 2020, but you can determine your own rules according to your own reality and processes, all right? So invoices dated before that should be marked as non-compliant. Also, I'm going to explain to the AI to always fill in the summary and justification fields in English. That isn't always necessary. Perhaps if I have, for example, a receipt in another language and I want the fields to be completed in English, it might be best for me to explain to the AI in what language I want those fields completed at. All right. So this is just necessary if you happen to have occurrences with different languages. So now, right after the prompt, we're going to select the field to return the results. All right. In this case, I can have a lot of different fields here to be completed. In my case, I am going to complete, the AI, right, is going to complete the date of issue, the receipt number, the receipt amount. And this is the case, let me just go back a little bit. And this is the case in which the AI is going to associate the amount with the price, right, that has been filled out. The summary of the invoice, which is the one that I asked the AI to fill out in English, and the compliance validation, right? So that is according to my second paragraph here for compliance analysis. So after I save this automation, it's all good to go, right? So we can see here that Laura Davis, for example, has opened a card with a specific price here, and she has also attached an image of the receipt. And the AI will fill out all of the fields that I wanted to. Okay, so we will have a summary, we will have if the invoice or receipt is compliant or not, and the justification, right? So in this case, it's after 2020, and the price is according to the image that we have, right? So that's good to go. I also want to show you that we have many ways to make this process more complete. So for example, if the AI considers that this invoice or receipt is non-compliant, I can actually, for example, right? So invoice is equal to could not evaluate or non-compliant. I can update the same card with my labels. So this is why I asked for a specific label, right? And I can also do a different automation so that, for example, whenever it goes into approval, right, the same card, we can run a formula, right, to have a specific amount of the receipt calculated. So there are many applications for us to complete this process, all right? So everyone, we have here now the requester view, right? So my process is running very smoothly and very quickly with just one automation. So that is also something that I want to highlight. With the analysis of the receipt and filling out the fields, we only need one automation, and writing it all in the prompt is enough, okay? But now, as a requester, I've come to realize that we have a different issue. So the person opening a card needs to know the status of that request, right? And for that, they can have access here to our chatbot, which in this case is the AI agent, all right? Again, in this case, the requester will open the chat through a company portal, okay? But it is also available in Pipefy's new portal or through Slack or Microsoft Teams, for example. So we have here the receipt validation portal, and we have the AI button right here at the end of the screen, right? In this case, I will just type out, I want to know the status of my card. It can also be of my request, solicitation, whatever it is. Now we can see that the agent has asked the requester to provide a name. So once you are an admin of your organization, you can determine, of course, different permissions will allow that. You can determine what will the agent ask of the requester so that it can search for the particular card. All right. In this case, we just asked for the name. So it's pretty simple. I've just typed out my name, and we can see here that my card is in the resolution phase in the receipt validation type. And the due date is for August 30th. Okay, so again, we can also determine as an admin We can determine the informations that the agent will then provide to the requester. In this case, we have the pipe name, we have the current phase, we have the due date, which is enough to make sure that the requester is aware of the main aspects of that card, of that request, right? But you can determine what will the requester have access to, all right? Well, everyone, we're at the final stage of our demo, okay? So we're going back here to the admin view, all right? Now, as an admin of my process, we're going back here to the process, right? We know that it's extremely important to be aware of potential gaps and improvements, right? So that we can maintain a high level of efficiency in our processes. So for that, I can use our other segment of the AI Copilot, which in this case is the AI Analytics that will provide insights into my processes, all right? So again, in the process, we also have that button here, AI. Okay, so let's just open that, and I will use one of these suggestions that the AI has already provided me with. What's the average time to finish a card in this particular process, right? So we have here, it's about 105.76 hours. That's a lot, but I just want to know that in days. I can also ask for minutes or months. So we have here approximately 33.57 days. Now I'll just ask something completely different. How many receipts were sent last month? That was very quick. So instead, of course, in this case, not a lot. But if I have a process with a lot of cards and I just want that information quickly so I can identify if something is wrong, if something is going as expected in my process, the AI has provided me the answer fairly quickly. All right. Again, a different question. How many requests are above $1,000, right? So I can also ask about the amount, the value. There are no requests in this case above. I only have here which are exactly $1,000. So we also need to know exactly what to ask here, okay? Again, thank you, and always say thank you and please to our AI, all right? I just want to finish this particular video here explaining to you that if we close this chat here, and if we don't update the entire page, we open the AI button again and the chat is still here. So it didn't go away. But if I click on this refresh button here, then my conversation goes away and I need to start over again. All right? So everyone, let me just refresh the visualization again. We can see here that our users' issues have been solved. All right, so let's go over what we've done here. The AI Copilot Builder, which you can find in your organization homepage, all right, created a process from scratch based on a simple suggestion by the admin. The AI Copilot Analytics, which you can find in each process, has delivered important data regarding the admin's processes, right? The AI automation, which you can also find in each process, optimized the entire workflow and saved many hours of the member's workday, right? With just a detailed prompt. And the AI agent, which you can customize in your user settings according to your permissions, and you can add to portals or external channels so that your requesters can access it. The AI agent has assured that requester that his request is being reviewed with a reasonable due date. All right? Now, I really want you to reflect on these three questions, everyone. How much time is wasted on low-value activities in your team? How many errors and how much rework could be avoided with the help of automated work? This second question is very important if you think about a prompt, right? So how many errors could be avoided with just a prompt to the AI? Now, by how much time could the lead time be improved and why? All of these questions are very important. And right next to those questions, I want you to think about every process that you can optimize with AI. So we have here many finance capabilities involving the invoice processing that we just saw here, expense analysis, fraud detection, budget management, and so on, all right? And considering all of those examples, we also have here some instructions, some guidelines according to each feature, right? So this is according to finance and accounting as well. So we can see here for who each feature is for or is mainly for, right? What exactly it does. So we have here in short topics that is very easy to understand and to explain as well. Some use cases, right? So what can I do with the AI agent? What can I do with the automation, with the co-pilots, and some of the benefits as well, right? So again, you will have access to this material later on, and you can use this as inspiration for your processes. All right. I understand that the main feature that we have here specifically to optimize your process to, like I said, just save time and energy is the AI automation, right? So like the magic happens with just that detailed prompt. So that is why we also have a very valuable content here, considering some capabilities specifically regarding the automation, right? So this part here, 5 to 10 minutes, is actually the highlight. So the automation takes seconds, a few, very few seconds to work. But for you to create the prompt, to make sure that everything worked all right, that will take at very most 10 minutes. So 5 to 10 minutes, you can create the automation, create the prompt, test the automation, and see it work, right? So that is how you will save time from your team, from your workday, and you can focus on other creative activities as well. And we have here some examples, everyone. So let's say if you want data analysis, if you want the fault identification, if you want reading and analyzing documents, again, which what we just did, you can have inspiration from specifically some prompt examples. And we have here some terms that might help you once you're creating this prompt. All right. So I will not read all of them. You can also access it later, but it's important for you to realize that the secret is in those instructions. All right. So again, if you write the instructions in English, it will respond to you in English. It will work in English. But if you want it in another language, if you want it in a particular tone of voice in the chatbot, for example, it's all very flexible according to what you tell the AI to do. Okay, so it's all based on trial as well. So just give it a try with a prompt. If something in specific doesn't work as you want, if you change the prompt, make it a little more detailed, I can assure you that it will work very effectively in the time span that you expect it to. All right. Now, everyone, I will call Luis once again to talk a little bit about our credit system.
Perfect, perfect. So thanks. Basically, team, what's nice here is that it's already available for you to use. All the three products, the Copilot, the automation, and the agents, we're still basically doing the beta tests, and probably in the next couple of months, it will be available. But the Copilot, both in the builder or in the analytics, is free, so you can use it uh, whenever you want, however you want. And the automations, we have the credit systems here. So it is based on your on the account that you have, on the plan that you have. So the starter, you have 10 AI credits, the business 50, enterprise 500, and unlimited 2,000 for you to use per month. So basically, my suggestion here, and Faith's suggestions as well, is basically, if you want to choose a process, and a bottleneck that you want to attack, I would suggest you to find it and then start testing with the AI automation. So you can start seeing how it works and improving your prompt. And basically, you find the best way to use Pipefy. But you're not on your own here. If you want help from our side, you can. So go ahead. Yes, thanks, Faye. So if you want your help, our help here, you can access this QR code here and fill out the form. Will be available for you to attend you in a meeting, and we'll be able to help you to find the best solutions, the best way to use AI, and as we said, to be fast enough and basically plug and play in your process, your data, and gather results in like in minutes and days. We want to solve all your problems. Okay, so basically that's it. I would like to appreciate your attention, and also we are here if you want to send questions as well. We're available.
That's it, everyone. We have here in the chat the link to this QR code. Okay, so if you don't want to take out your phone right now, we have here the link in the chat. Okay, and if you have any questions regarding what Luis just said, regarding the product, regarding the features, please don't hesitate to contact us. All right. I have one final message here, everyone. So we are hosting 2 more webinars, right? So for the next following weeks, we have 2 more webinars focused on procurement and legal. Again, we'll be focusing on how the Pipefy AI features will help and will work for specifically these processes, right? So how can you enhance procurement efficiency with Pipefy AI? And of course, enhance your legal processes with Pipefy AI as well. So if you are interested, I know that many of you who are into the finance processes and work for these particular departments might benefit a lot from particular the procurement processes as well, right? So here's a spoiler. We're going to show you a demo for a supplier evaluation process, right? But I will also show you different use cases in which you can apply Pipefy AI to, all right? And of course, if you're interested, if you're curious, or if you know anyone from your organization, from different teams that want to learn more about procurement, about legal processes with Pipefy AI, please invite them, all right? Again, this is a different QR code, but this is to access our events page. So it's pipefy.com/events, right? Everyone, final chance to give out your questions, but don't worry, you can also contact us later, specifically through this link that we have here in the chat. We're very excited so that you can learn a little bit more about AI and learn, of course, how that can benefit your processes. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Luis. And I will see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone.